What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tattoo Critiques. Once again, welcome back. Today we are going to be checking out artist submissions, and these I like to go a little harder on since they are my competition after all. But anyway, let's check out this first one sent in from Charlie Engquist. And Charlie, you sent over this little Hanya mask that's split in half with a couple flowers in between. And although I'm not going to call this a bad tattoo by any means, it could use a little remodeling. The first thing I always look at is line weights and whether a tattoo has multiple line weights if they need it, and this one definitely does. I think the mask that's split in half could benefit from having a nice, thick, bold outline around the entire thing. It would really separate itself from the flowers in the background and even the sword. It is the frontmost part of the tattoo, so you want to make it look like it. There are also a couple areas of design flaws where the lines run into each other, and one in particular is where that mask meets with that petal on the flower. It just looks like that line is almost continuing off the mask. And it happens a little bit on that left side as well, in the same area. I don't think it's as bad, but it looks like that petal meets the mask in the same spot and those lines just run together. It is fairly tonal. You do have solid blacks in the eyes and mouth, but the rest of the tattoo is just this medium gray. So it would be nice to see a little more contrast in the overall tattoo. I also noticed another design flaw at the bottom right of the right side of the mask. It looks like the mouth part is going over the flower, but when we go down to the chin, it seems as though those petals are going over the chin, so I'm just not sure what's happening there. It's a little messy. It could definitely be cleaned up. I would just make that mask sit over the entire flower, that way there's no mistake that it's sitting in front. The photo itself did get quite blurry, especially at the bottom, and I'm not sure if you're using the iPhone portrait mode or an actual mirrorless camera, but if you are using an actual camera, maybe bump up the f-stop to at least 3.5 so it's not blurring out half of this photo. I would like to see the bottom of that sword because it does look like it might get a bit wonky down there. I don't know if you're trying to hide something or what. The line at the top of the sword is a little curvy, so just make sure you're taking your time and making those lines as straight as possible. It's not a bad tattoo by any means, it's just flat overall. And I think adding those extra line weights and moving that mask to the very front would really help out. So thank you so much, Charlie, for sending that over. The next one comes from Isaac Cromer out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Isaac, in your email, you said to be ruthless. Say less. Well, if I'm being ruthless, Isaac, this thing isn't really that pleasing to the eye. And I absolutely think you can make weird, trippy looking tattoos pleasing to the eye, but I don't feel this is it. It doesn't really have any flow. I know you're trying to fit this tattoo to that space, but I think you could have done a lot more with the composition of this tattoo because the legs just come off dangly. They're not really showing any movement, and that skull just looks like it's melting. And maybe it is. It's just a weird one. I don't really know what's going on with those black lines around the tattoo, up at the top left and even on the bottom right by that leg. They don't really look like they're doing much. I don't know if you were trying to be artsy with that design, but I probably would have just left those out. I can't tell what's tattooed blood and what's real blood, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but maybe clean up the tattoo a little bit before you take your photo. The light sources are coming from every different angle. If you look at the eye, it's coming from the top left, and if you look at the body, it's coming from the right side somewhere. I think you should have added that blue shading on top of the black in those wings everywhere, because right now it just seems unfinished. I don't know if this wasp is cut open. I'm just not sure what that red blob is on its back. I'm assuming that's what it is. It's just not very clear. I'm trying to find something I like about this tattoo. I'm just having trouble finding it. You do have a couple good lines in this thing. Like if we look at that leg in this little area, there are a couple okay lines. But if we look at the lines in the skull and the tops of the wings, they're not really put in there very well. Also, if I'm being nitpicky here, which I don't really think I have to be, but that leg up at the top left just disappears into nothing. So at the very least, maybe have this client come back so you can put that line in there. Sorry to be brash, Isaac, but I do appreciate you letting me be ruthless because I do think this needs a lot of work.
You're fucking ruthless bringing a couple of dudes like that here.
Isaac, I don't want to leave you on a sour note, so I do want to share this tattoo that I found on your Instagram of this Hanya mask, because this thing is pretty damn solid. Sure, it's not perfect, but I don't know why you didn't send over something like this. Do more of this. But thank you so much for sending that over, allowing me to pick it apart, and let's see what's next. The next one comes from Jacob Sears, an artist of 2 years, and this was one you did earlier this year. And with this one, I have to say it doesn't have bad application. I just think the design could have been better from the start. Especially when it comes to the hair, I think you should have left the hair on the more realistic side and just leave that traditional bold looking style to the flower. Because where it sits, that flower almost gets lost in the hair and you can't really tell where the flower ends and where the hair begins. I also think it would be more flattering to have softer looking hair for this type of face anyway, rather than this chunky looking traditional style hair. Her eyelashes are a bit wild, to say the least. I think if you're going to get into realism tattoos, try to study what eyelashes actually look like. And I feel like maybe you made an attempt with those bottom eyelashes because some eyelashes do come together like that, but this isn't really reading as realistic. You just want to have a good flow, especially when it comes to feminine faces with those eyelashes. Try to give them a nice shape and don't make them look so pointy or stabby looking.
Now stand back, I gotta practice my stabbing.
And speaking of eyes, those eyebrows are bigger than Jeff's, and he's Italian.
I absolutely love my eyebrows.
I do like the use of gray wash lines around the entire face, just giving it a nice structure. There's another artist I look up to named Vander Stokecraft who does very similar techniques, and it looks really good. And it also holds up really well over time. I do think this face could use more contrast, especially on the left side. It could be a bit darker. Don't be afraid of those darks, especially since we have so much solid black on the upper right side of this tattoo, and those eyelashes. And since we're talking about contrast, I think the eyes could also use a bit more contrast, a lot more dark tones around the rim of that, I don't know, what do they call the round parts of the eyes? Corneas, maybe? Whatever that is. But for your first ever portrait, I do think you got a lot of the features in the right place, which is a very difficult thing to do. There's just a couple little things here that could be better, like where that upper lip ends. It does seem to cut off a bit short. The lips usually meet at the same place where the mouth closes. I also think if you're going to add a traditional style element to this tattoo, to not just do it on the top right, but maybe on the bottom left as well. Move this whole face to the side and just add another smaller flower or a couple petals or leaves, something to carry your eyes around the entire thing. But keep at it, I think you're well on your way, and send me a progress photo when you get further along with your realism. I always love to see the updates. So thank you so much, Jacob, for sending that over. Speaking of updates, Brizia Cisneros, who was featured in an apprentice video and an artist video as well, sent in a new updated tattoo for us to take a peek at. And I gotta say, this tattoo is leaps and bounds better than both of these tattoos. You can really tell you're taking this serious, Brizia. This thing is quality. It's got all the right little elements, the detail is nice, it's put in there super well, and I absolutely love that 3-round liner or whatever you used for the back of this owl. All the little fur texture in the face, around the eyes I love it. There's not one part of this tattoo that I would say you slacked on. I just love all the texture that you used in the wings and how you contrasted that with the texture in the face. You've got solid blacks, dark tones, mid-tones, and a good amount of skin showing through that just makes this thing pop. And I think you did a great job on the eyes as well, which is obviously the first thing we look at as viewers. There's just a lot of emotion showing through. It makes you wonder what this owl's thinking. Like, when's my next meal? What is Harry Potter up to? You just don't know. But excellent job once again. I really do appreciate the update and keep them coming. Up next, we've got one sent in from Jeffrey Huang, who's been tattooing for a little over 3 years. And Jeffrey, I gotta say, I love this tattoo. It does look really familiar. I don't think I covered it on a previous episode, but this thing is, I love it. I truly do love the eyes in this tattoo. They're piercing. I love the white highlights in the pupil of the eye as well as just below the eye. And the single line for the eyelash is just perfect. Jacob, take note. The lips are supple. They look almost kissable. Is that weird? I enjoy the cyborg shoulder peeking out of the tattoo. It matches the cyborg elements on the face. I think the horn could use an outline, but I don't hate it. The motion and composition of this tattoo, it really fits the leg, and this thing is huge. I like the little waves that you have at the bottom of this tattoo. It just ends it beautifully. Another thing I really appreciate is how this jawbone goes back into that shadow, and it's almost solid black, but you can still see it peeking through. This thing is just gnarly. I gotta give you an A+ for this one. Thank you so much, Jeff, for sending that over and sharing that with us. Up next, one from ReaperTats, who's been tattooing for 2 years. And Reaper, you sent over this Street Sharks tattoo. Now that's a stroll down memory lane. And I gotta say, although I do love the image of this tattoo, I do think it could be tattooified a bit. And what do I mean by that, you ask? Well, I mean, a nice bold outline around the entire image would really make this thing come off the skin. I think just stronger lines in general throughout this tattoo would really make this thing be that much more appealing. Around the teeth, maybe add some shape around those rib muscles. And also, don't be afraid of adding black shading. I know this is how the cartoon is, but when you tattoo something, again, you want to tattooify it a bit. And it doesn't have to be a whole lot of black shading, just sprinkle it throughout the tattoo. In the back of that mouth would be a great spot for one. The black looks a little patchy in the roller blade and in the hands, but it's not the end of the world. I just really think you're lacking some line weight in this tattoo. Those big, bold black outlines would really make that blue pop. Not a bad tattoo by any means, it could just use some improvement. Thanks for the nostalgia, and thank you so much for sending that in, Reaper. Up next is Frankie Adams out of Ashland, Kentucky. And Frankie, you sent over this evil-looking clown face with some neo-traditional flowers and thorns. And this is another tattoo that I absolutely love. I like how much skin tone you have showing through this tattoo, and when this settles down and heals out a few months from now, it's going to have barely any shading in the face, and I think that's a really nice touch to keep the mask or face looking clean. The neo-traditional elements carry around throughout the entire tattoo. Again, Jacob, take note. But even the lines are super crisp and solid, and the color gradients are on point. All the colors are buttered up next to the lines. There are no holidays from what I can see, although if we look at the black in that mouth, I think that could be saturated a bit more. I love the 3-color drip coming out of the mouth as well. I think it might be fun to maybe drip it off the jaw a little bit, but that's just my personal taste. Those eyes pop so well, and I love how you use the same yellow for the eyes as you did the thorns. Again, just carrying those colors throughout the entire piece. I love the wrinkles around the eyes, especially those ones on the left side. They're just nice and soft. I would like to see how the black makeup around the eyes would look if it were a bit darker. My bet is it would make those yellows pop even more. I think it's kind of funny if you were to squint your eyes, it almost looks like those orange petals are the clown's hair. My bet is that this tattoo heals up fantastic, and I'm sure the client loves it. Thank you so much, Frankie, for sending that over. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for the critiques this week, but you know I gotta share with you my favorite tattoo of the episode. And this one was a close one. It was between Jeff and Frankie, and both of them are absolutely killer tattoos, but I think I gotta give it to Jeff just for the simple fact that this thing is massive, and there's a lot more that could have gone wrong in his tattoo. But they are both super beautiful, and again, it really was a close one. So congratulations, Jeff, on being my favorite this week. And what do you guys think at home? Let me know if I got it right in the comments below. All right, now that that's all cleaned up, it's the time of the episode where I share with you somebody who I think you should all be following. And this week, it's Hanya Pomidor, I think I got that right, who goes by Tomato Inc. out of Warsaw, Poland. This guy's style is so bold and in your face. I absolutely love his color work, especially this little Kirby. I'm super fond of Kirby as he is one of my mains in Smash Brothers. But this tattoo has it all. Although it looks pretty simple and it's kind of small, it's got all the right details to really make this tattoo exceptional. This little Ninja Turtle tattoo is fantastic. I can't show all of it here, but if you want to see the rest of it, go check out his page. Even his black and white work is just so solid, like this Bugs Bunny tattoo. His tattoos absolutely demand attention, and it's just so fun scrolling through his Instagram. So be sure to do yourself a favor and me a favor, go check out his page, give him a follow, and let him know I sent you. All right, that's gonna be it for this episode. I gotta get out of here, but before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this video with all your friends because we are closing in on 200,000 subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, what are you even doing? I give you gold, like in this video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget if you'd like to see your tattoos on this channel, you can do so by submitting them to ponycritiques@gmail.com. And if you put "Be Ruthless" in the subject line, you'll have a higher chance of getting critiqued. I'm just saying. Anyway, till next time, I'll see you next week.